Islam, Sheikh the Wayne Bafabay. Islam. It is, let me show you the time. It's early. I'm getting ready to go earn money at Burger King. It's December the 28th, and it's 7:56 a.m. It's 7:56 a.m. and it's December the 28th, 2022. I've been up since about 6:50 a.m. I drank coffee with my mushrooms. What I did was I brought extra for Somatic. So and at first I was, because actually I did it, my intentions, I forgot how, I think my intentions were not to buy so many, but I did buy extra, but now I'm getting low. They ended, just so happened, during this time where we are budgeting, it came in handy. So I use organic coffee from Whole Foods, and I put 4 Sigmatic and moringa powder. and then most of the time I use honey. Let's see, right before Imani experienced coughing, we ate some Brenner's, which was plant-based vegan pancakes, just egg, which you have to cook, and plant-based sausage right before he started experiencing coughing. So I had leftover syrup from that, and then some so I did use syrup, and then we had and I was sometimes I think of, and I crave to have plant-based vegan pancakes. Just egg is protein, it's plant, and it's not egg, it's protein and plant, and then the plant-based sausage. So sometimes, but now lately we have been eating raw fruits and vegetables, and I'm not really having a craving for to cook the plant-based food, but we might, but I don't think that contribute to experiencing coughing with Imani and I don't think so. We used vegan soy-free margarine, which we don't use margarine often because we don't need it, because we have a air fryer. So so we did use margarine. Well, we didn't need it then because, the pancakes, no, actually, because it's not stick pan, we really didn't need it, but I wanted to use the vegan soy-free margarine. So I don't think that contribute to him experiencing coughing, or afterwards I experiencing coughing, because the reason why I don't think that, it could have lowered the frequency. I take it back, because I gotta remember, I always gotta remember I am recognizing frequency. So the cook vegan plant-based could have slightly lower the frequency, and then for slightly, it could have, I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm still I definitely think raw fruits and vegetables is in correlation to our covenants, but I don't, we are still, I just don't want to say, because this is what I did before. I said I'm going to jump straight into raw fruits and vegetables, and what happened was I felt the need to have some plant-based pancakes, and then I felt a emotion of guilt, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm doing is being realistic about this transition, and to raw fruits and vegetables, all raw fruits and vegetables, and being realistic. And right, I definitely now, I don't know, I just don't have the urge to to spend money on plant-based this week. Now maybe next week I might get plant-based nuggets or plant-based, some vegan. These are plant-based vegan. I might, and put them in the air fryer, which doesn't require any oil. But I just don't have the urge right now. Right now, the raw fruits and vegetables are sufficient. And honestly, the only thing I would say, the biggest difference, Sheik Dwayne Buffalo Bay, will be the frequency. I'm learning myself, so I'm seeing the difference in frequency with raw fruits and vegetables, organic raw fruits and vegetables, and Imani is still learning himself too. We are still learning ourselves. And raw and plant-based vegan nuggets, my stomach feels fuller. It feels fuller, and when I after eating eating for a while raw fruits and vegetables, and then eating plant-based vegan, whether it's the Just Egg or pancake, or maybe I decide to get plant-based vegan. It's not sausages, there's salt edge, but anyway, it says plant-based vegan. It definitely has the vegan sign, plant-based. It seemed like instead of me having a poop like twice a day, once a day, it seemed like it may be all of a sudden my system, my body changed. It might take a day and a half to 2 days, and so that lets me know that my body definitely is reacting to a change in the diet. So anyway, I also I drink we keep chlorophyll. It's spill, I just make some. So we definitely keep the chlorophyll flowing. I don't know. I told you this history. I think I told you the history of the chlorophyll with me, and I was in Georgia, and this is after my consciousness changed, and I was cutting back. This is in Georgia. I was living. Where was I domiciling at in Georgia? I could have been in Marietta. I'm not sure, but definitely. Oh yes, I was in Kennesaw. And that's when my consciousness changed, and I was just seeking out health food stores. And I found this health food store in Roswell. There was a another, I forgot the name of that store, place where they sell foods. They specialize or advertise how they sell fresh foods. Anyway, across, not too far from that plaza, there was this little store. It's a health food store, and I found I was looking for B12, and the lady that was in there, she was a short lady. I don't know what her ethnicity was, but I would think she would be pale skinned, but I'm not sure. But I mean, she did have some slight tint to her skin, because looks are deceiving. So I don't know, but I would give her a description as pale skin. And I think I came across chlorophyll just by glancing at it, and I looked at it and I said, what is this? And she told me about it, and she was showing me the pills and the liquid, and she told me how she said she takes it daily. And if I remember correctly, this is how the conversation went. She said, or she takes it quite a bit. She said she feels so much better after she takes it, or and so harmonizing with chlorophyll and then the mushrooms. So anyway, let me get back. So I was like, really, so I decided to try it, and I never stopped using it when I was able to purchase it. The only time I would say I went a time without purchasing it was when I moved to Warrenton, North Carolina. But otherwise, I kept it as much as possible. And the B12. And so I'm here now in Annapolis, Maryland. And I keep it to harmonize with. And so Yeah, so that's what I'm drinking now, the chlorophyll, so, and water. But that's how I came across chlorophyll, harmonizing with chlorophyll. And what I remember, and I'll leave room for error, but definitely she was short, and I would give her a description of pale skin. She was like a little bitty woman. I mean, very small, short statured, slim, short hair. I remember the store small, but it was definitely a health food store where you can buy B12, chlorophyll, and other nutrients that you wouldn't be able to find at a normal grocery store. It's one of those stores, like Sons and Earth organic store, where you would be able to find different organic supplements and so forth that you would not be able to find like at a regular store. Okay, so just, yeah, and I came across it, and just so happened, I think I just glanced or looked at it, and it just caught my eye, and so that was in I think 2011. So today last night Imani and I started rereading this. These are some of the books Sheikh Dwayne Baffle I decided that we're gonna first start focusing on and mastering. I want to this is definitely a book, that we are going to be focusing on and trying to master in thoughts and memorization. So, and these are some, okay, and then this book here. We started continuing reading yesterday, and then there's many books here that we are trying to read, and plus listening to your podcast. So another thought I wanted to tell you about that I experienced. I'm going to see, what is it? I already 12 minutes. Let me hurry up because the camera will stop. I was thinking about a time, like when in reference with times of changing and cloning and DNA manipulation, gene manipulation. I was thinking about how when you're dealing as a spiritual woman, I am, and I'm a practitioner of spirituality. I am unclean, unnatural spirits. By the way, let me use this thought. Someone is still turning on and off the water all times of the night at different times. It's so odd. When I experience different thoughts or force manipulated dream, it's like it's coming definitely directly from room 118, but I could be wrong. But they literally are turning on and off the water. It's like it's so odd in like correlation to thoughts. I mean, it's like I'm not saying I cannot not accuse and be seen as rational to say that there is some type of robot or humanoid robot that is turning on and off the water, and just so happened after I opened my eyes from a forced manipulated dream. Forced manipulated dreams are not always sexual, even though I have learned to master my genitals and not experience pleasure from any type of forced manipulated dream of rape and molestation. A lot of times, believe it or not, they are it's like a forced manipulated dream of the past, or it seems like, or even like beef or some type of food that I don't eat anymore, or old friends from like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, or old experiences, or something I might experience recently that was unpleasant. But believe it or not, and with my spiritual eyes, like, it's so odd. I open my eyes and I hear the water be turned on and off. And rational thinking to say on the physical plane that there's some type of humanoid robot controlling some type of mechanism that can control, that is actually being used to manipulate thoughts and dreams. would not be rational to those that don't have a spiritual eye. But I just find it odd that the water is being turned on and off all during the night when I wake up early to go use the restroom, or I'm getting ready to do a spiritual bath in reference to praying for you and I. And I'm at Extended Stay America in Annapolis, Maryland, room 116. And I'm still hearing feedback, definitely a lot of feedback of some type of accent or something. And I'm going to start recording again at the right time. So anyway, moving forward. So as I was thinking about how during this time and age, the normality or normalization of gene manipulation, DNA manipulation, is so prevalent or so real, and or to manipulate or harm someone. These are just thoughts. Someone change their whole thought process, their being. Could be a child, maybe a child that you love, and that which is spiritually, these that are unclean, unnatural in spirit, that are able to do such things. Because definitely I know the existence of demons and other unclean spirits, unnatural spirits that can definitely possess different bodies and do different forms of sciences that are harmful to humanity, extremely harmful. But then use forms of thought manipulation to normalize it. So imagine this. So you have a child that you separate from. The child gets abused and actually changed in many ways in being. And then the child one day comes back to you, and you see that that child is not your child anymore. The same child you gave birth to. It would be difficult. It'd be a challenge, or it could be your aunt or your uncle or someone else that's a friend. It'd be a challenge if you have loved and cared for that being a huge part of your life, to turn them away. But through a form of thought in a world that is of bondage and outside of natural law, they have thoughts of and behavior as if you was to do such things, then you're just not a good person. Something must be wrong with you. How could you do such a thing? Because on the physical plane, it looks like you're a bad person not to want to be among something that has been changed forcefully. Okay? Because they have forcefully manipulated a form of science to change and manipulate genes and DNA, and which in result have created a unclean, unnatural abomination spirit, Islam. So on the physical plane, without those that can see, you look, and those that may see but manipulate spiritual planes and the physical plane. But those on the physical plane will say how harsh you can be. Why do you not want to be with, or look what this friend of yours have done and accomplished, and you act like are you okay? You saying something's wrong and have changed about that person? And also, we are among cloning, so scientists know how to clone. So what I have realized, Sheikh Dwayne Bafil-Bey, in acceptance of truth in natural laws, in implementing natural laws, is in order to communicate with the universe that this is not of freedom. This is not of Allah. This is not of natural law. You have to make a stand. But you have to make a stand where in wisdom. Because many unclean, unnatural abomination spirits have manipulated the physical plane and the spiritual plane for an extremely long time. And they have used the manipulation to diagnose many who have seen truth, because truth is of natural law. Truth is connected to freedom and justice. They have used the manipulation to diagnose with different diagnoses of mental illness, mental disease, mental dysfunction, incarcerate, set up, hospitalize. So much horrible, horrific acts to keep this, to implement normalizing force, gene and DNA manipulation, and to force bondage, because that's exactly what it is, bondage. And this is outside of natural law. So these thoughts definitely I've had, but I haven't been able, I have not been able, I just haven't articulated them again like I should. So I knew what I was doing in thoughts and thinking about these thoughts. I knew that there was something about these thoughts that I was experiencing in reference to a practitioner of spirituality. But now I'm able to articulate more. And this correlates to the women in Sudan. The women in Sudan. The women in Sudan, in many places, not just Sudan, and I think because there's no reason for me to be emotional. I mean, I am a spiritual practitioner. In many places of the earth, Sudan, what I read was the largest country in the continent of Africa. Sudan had secrets that supposedly have had to be kept and never spoke about. I remember I read about this tribe that existed in Sudan, that they were not supposed to speak certain words, and if they were to speak certain words, that some type of curse, it was a secret, something that was very sacred, will fall upon, and they was not, or something like that. They were very, very sacred in reference to keeping the knowledge and secrets of earth, the universe. Sudan. And I found it interesting what Sudan has experienced. Not just Sudan, but then Sudan and Ethiopia and other places in Africa, South Africa, Rwanda, I said Rwanda, but there was so many places in Africa. Not these are just there's many countries in Africa, the continent of Africa, and but I see how the frequency starts in one place where it can be lower. I'm not saying Sudan was the start of it, but when you say that's them and not us, in reference to natural law, and you don't help out your brother man that's in natural law, it definitely can spread, because this unclean, unnatural abomination spirits are clever. They're very clever.